You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me.
What is a mind-altering substance, and what are some examples of ancient societies that use them? Mind-altering substances affect a person's brain in a way that alters their behavior, mood, mental activity, and perception of the world. Some of the most common ones in ancient and modern times were cannabis, opium, psychedelic mushrooms, and alcohol. Alcohol is a generic chemical term referring to an organic molecule with a hydroxyl group bound to a single bonded carbon. There are many alcohols, but the type we consume as a mind-altering substance is ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Alcohol is a depressant that acts on the nervous system, which can relax the body, slow reactions, slur speech, and more. Alcohol is a big part of modern and ancient societies. In ancient times, Greece, Egypt, and Sumer in Mesopotamia were largely influenced by alcohol. Ancient Greeks preferred watered wine, which had an alcohol content much closer to modern-day beer than modern-day wine. It had a large social aspect, being consumed in gatherings like symposiums. Symposiums were sophisticated parties that involved a lot of drinking, or how much the wine was diluted and how much everyone drank was dependent on the head of the party. One article about wine appreciation in ancient Greece discusses how wine was enjoyed. Wine tasting was important to assess if it was suitable for consumption. Wine was considered to have 8 basic tastes: sweet, bitter, harsh, sharp, acid, salty, unctuous, and astringent. A combination of these would create a wine that could be enjoyed in different social contexts. Because of our ridiculous budget, I was able to travel back in time to interview Eubulus about his play Semele. So tell me about your play.
Yeah. My play, Semele, or Dionysus, is a play named after the Greek god of wine, Dionysus, in Fragment 93, which is one of the 3 fragments I am told still exist today. 10 craters of diluted wine are drunk, and each crater gives rise to a new effect. These effects are in order are health, love, sleep, hubris or pride, shouting, drunken revels, black eyes, witness, anger, and mania.
Volute Crater, which was created between 370 and 350 BC and is currently on display at the British Museum in London, is a bowl that was used to mix water and wine. This artifact was found in Italy but was created in ancient Greece around Eupolia. The crater depicts a woman holding a tray, one holding a mirror, and 2 men holding spears. The people depicted on the crater seem to be enjoying themselves and are likely socializing, which was part of the drinking culture in ancient Greece. Alcohol, particularly beer, played an important role in ancient Egypt. Barley beer is likely the oldest drink in the world, with its origins in pre-dynastic Egypt prior to 3400 years BC. Beer was primarily used for medicinal purposes, with the Everest Papyrus describing many remedies containing alcohol for various ailments. The Making of the Scribe Ani is a book from 1500 BC about etiquette. This excerpt is a reproduction with translation by E.A. Wallace Budge, which explains the possible repercussions of excessive drinking. It focuses on beer and describes its physical and social effects. This book shows that although alcohol was often used for good in ancient Egypt, it could also be abused. Bes is the original Egyptian god of alcohol. This statuette of Bes was made in 525 BC, was found in Egypt, and was likely used as decoration. Bes was also the god of childbirth and was seen as a protector of pregnant women and children. With cups in the shape of Bes's head, many believed that the liquid in them would heal people. This could be any liquid, including wine or another alcoholic substance. In Sumerian society, beer was a common occurrence and had a large influence on the economy. Its main purpose was its use in temple ritual, with some 40% of all cereals grown, one estimate has it, going into brewing at one period. Although it was often looked down upon, drinking beer also had a social aspect, with there being beer shops. In Sumer society, documents were engraved in clay tablets, and written language was more similar to Egyptian hieroglyphics than to the Latin alphabet most languages use today. This tablet, created sometime between 3100 and 3000 BC, documented a transaction. It contains the symbol for beer, which is an upright jar with a pointed base 3 times. It also has numeric symbols which represent quantities of malt and barley goods, which would have been used to make beer. A bowl created between 2600 and 2500 BCE was found in Nippur, a location in ancient Sumer, which is also where it was originally used. This bowl was likely used for practical purposes including during the process of making beer.